Hi guys! So it's been a while, it's actually been a very long time now. It's been over a month since I uploaded in English and I feel very sorry about that. I also feel like I should perhaps explain to you a little bit why. I have been just overwhelmed with the amount of work I have to do, the amount of self-care I have to do, and the amount of just rest that I need, I guess. There are many things I wanted to talk about. I actually really wanted to tell you about, the situation in France before starting the quarantine, before being confined at home. I wanted to tell you about, Polanski and Antastesia in France. I wanted to tell you about sexism in France. I wanted to tell you about the strikes and the retirement laws and everything. I wanted to do many things, but I was just really tired. I also wanted to tell you about my health a little bit, because this really has to do with why I haven't been posting that much. So you know that I haven't been feeling really well for the past couple of years, I would say, and I also stopped going to therapy like maybe 4 years ago, I think. No, not 4 years ago, what am I saying, 3 years ago, I think. And since then it's kind of been downhill for me, really, and starting work was really difficult for many reasons, mostly surrounding work, not with the work itself, but just everything around it. And last summer of 2019 was really difficult for me, because when I had to leave the south of France to come back to Paris, I was absolutely depressed. And I was literally and clinically depressed, and I did not really realize it, nor did I want to acknowledge it very much, I have to admit. And so September, October, November and December were absolutely terrible months for me. I felt really bad, I felt really low, I felt really sad, really depressed, really unmotivated, really tired, exhausted. I was also in physical pain because of everything that was happening mentally. And I was missing work a lot. It was just disastrous, really. And I isolated myself so much, and I fell back into bad habits of mine that I thought I had overcome, but really I had not. So it was a difficult time, and then I started seeing 2 therapists. It didn't click, didn't work at all. One was professional and everything, but it was just not the therapist I needed, and the second one was absolutely disastrous. She kept me for like 10 minutes in her office, and I felt worse leaving the office and the therapist than I felt before entering her office. And she was a psychiatrist, because I have finally decided to go on medication, which is a huge deal for me. It's kind of strange saying it like this, because apart from 2 people in my life, no one knows that I'm on medication for depression and anxiety. Yeah, for years I thought I didn't need medication, and I'm pretty sure I didn't need medication during those times, because therapy really helped, and I had my sister, and I had a work that was everything in my life kind of made it easier for me to kind of go through everything with therapy, and I had an amazing therapist, so that worked out well for me. But recently I realized that how I was feeling was very different, and I needed something else. I did feel like I needed the medication, and so at the beginning of January I started taking medication for that. And I am on the lowest dosage you could have, and I am more on the depression medication than the anxiety one, because I know that the medication for anxiety is kind of addictive, and I'm trying to really not take many of them. And it's been about 3 months now, and I do feel very different. But strangely, as I was slowly but surely feeling better, I also grew distant from YouTube and from online activities. And I think you know, I stopped missing work. I was sleeping a lot. You know, I've always had issues sleeping. I'm a very light sleeper, and I dream a lot, and I move my arms and my legs when I sleep, and I wake up very frequently during the night. I always wake up feeling restless, and the medication made me sleep so much that was insane. Like, not so much during the day or anything that was alarming, but you know, when I would go to bed at like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m., I would fall asleep like almost like it would feel naturally, which had never happened to me before. So that was very strange. And I could not, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go from now on, but I could not be so good at work and also good at this, which is also my work, but it's my second work, my second job, I should say. So basically I could not focus on two things. I could not teach full-time and also be a full-time YouTuber, Instagrammer, content creator. And it really broke my heart, but I realized that it was a necessary time of transition, I guess, for my health to get better, and to finally, perhaps I hope, reach a stage where I can upload regularly and find happiness in uploading. Because even though I did want to film, and I was thinking of you a lot, and I was having all those ideas about videos and subjects I could tackle and perhaps try and film and everything, I also felt a lot of pressure and a lot of stress when I thought of putting myself in front of the camera. And I found it really difficult to be active on my days off from teaching. I think because it was so time and energy consuming, and the medication helps, but it's not a magic pill either that makes everything doable and possible and easy. So I do need more rest than other people. I am still more affected than other people by things that are happening in life, and so yeah, I am now filming and talking to you guys because, as you know, France is, you know, impacted by the coronavirus as well, and we are confined. As a teacher, I'm working from home now, which is a huge amount of work, but nonetheless, you know, I don't have to go out, I don't have to socialize and interact with people in the same way that I do when I'm teaching in classrooms, and therefore I do find it easier for me to think of filming and actually filming, and I therefore cannot come to you and be like, I have found a way to make those two things work together, and I found a way to feel better and film like regularly and everything, because the only reason really why I'm filming, I think, right now is because we are confined, and I therefore have more time, more energy to do that. But I'm hoping that maybe it's gonna help me get into a better rhythm and perhaps be more comfortable with being in front of the camera again, which definitely feels a bit strange. And this is a very strange time for me too, because of course I worry for my students, and I do miss seeing my students and interacting with them, and my colleagues too. I am happy in a way, you know, that I get more time for myself somehow, but like the whole situation is so stressful and sad, and also, you know, raise a lot of questions in the sense of, you know, how is it gonna be after that? Are we gonna change our politics? Will human beings realize that capitalism and liberalism aren't perhaps the best things to do? And what about animals? What about nature? I mean, many things linked to politics in France as well, and the, you know, how we deal with hospitals and medicine and healthcare at the moment. So I can't say that I'm happy that I have time to spend on my own, and, you know, because there are so many things going through my mind, and I mean, surely there are less things going through my mind that they would if I didn't have the medication, that's for sure. But I was also very worried because my depression and just everything is also linked to agoraphobia. I find it extremely difficult to go outside. I struggle with that a lot. So for me, being confined at home, being stuck at home is really difficult and stressful and scary, because I'm really scared of the after. Will I be able to go out again? Is it going to increase my fear of going out? Is it going to impact my health in a way that's very detrimental? So I am going out every day a little bit because I do find it necessary for my mental health, absolutely. And I am exchanging a lot with friends and people online because I also need that. Everybody needs that, but when you are dealing with mental health issues, it is a very strange time, and I don't see a lot of people talking about that and a lot of coverage on that. But yeah, it's difficult to have some since I haven't seen a psychiatrist, I haven't found a good one. I haven't been diagnosed with agoraphobia by a professional, but I have been diagnosed with depression by 3 different professionals, and I do certainly believe that I have agoraphobia. So I don't know if it is a side effect of depression. I don't know if it's something that's unrelated, or I don't really know the correlation between those 2 things, but I'm pretty sure that's what I have as well. And you know, when you're struggling with it and doing your best to go out and try to be active and try to fight that and try to enjoy being outside, and suddenly you are confined at home and in quarantine, it's difficult, because in a way you're enjoying it somehow, and it doesn't really feel so strange for you because you're used to staying at home anyway. But at the same time, I do worry about the consequences on my health and for me if I can't go out when I feel like it, or when I'm, forcing myself to. It is difficult. Work has been very important for me for my mental health, because that's a structured event that happens regularly where I am outside and I'm biking to work, so I'm also exercising, and then I am in contact with people as someone who lives alone in Paris. So now that I don't have that, it is very important for me to find ways to cope and to not fall into really bad habits. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who is impacted by this on yet another level, which is the mental health level. And that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about that, as well as explain to you why I was missing and what's new and what not. I will keep on uploading, and I will try not to talk about this because I want to share other content with you. So let me know what you would like to see next, guys. I was thinking of doing more light-hearted videos, or perhaps content which is a bit more political, 2 different things, but anyway, things that don't have to do with the coronavirus and the pandemic and everything. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram. I have started to do a little challenge with people on there, 7 days, 7 films, and I will do a video at the end of that. And I also just chat with people when they want to. So yeah, I hope you are doing very fine wherever you are. Let me know what the situation is like over there. And let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos, because I would really like to start filming again. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.